have everything. Take it all.
I had the same attitude.
You can take everything. I don't care. I built it from scratch. I'll do it again.
Ooh. So would you put that in writing?
What's going on? We're back here. On this edition, we are reviewing the Real Housewives of Atlanta, right? And this is extended review for the couple Kenya Moore and what's the husband's name? Marc. Okay. All right. So as usual, we're gonna fall into it. Before I continue here, let me just make sure you understand that the book is absolutely free. You can get it for free. It's available in paper like this, audiobook, and Kindle as well. If you wanna take advantage of that. But let's have some fun reviewing this together. We're gonna talk about their actions, what they're doing, what it can mean, whatever. Just you can think of it as coaching, So, but you're gonna learn a lot throughout the process. So this couple is Kenya Moore. Who's Kenya Moore? Kenya Moore used to be Miss USA. She's a part of the cast of Real Housewives of Atlanta right now. But that's what my name is Ola. This is my beautiful wife Lola.
Oh, Ola.
Yeah, so, you have anything to say before we?
No, let's get to it.
All right.
So who are we meeting? We're meeting Cynthia and Mike and Todd and Candy.
So we're meeting Cynthia and Mike and Todd and Candy.
Okay.
Magic Mike and Marc are never in town at the same time, so I had to set up this triple date so that we can all get together for once, be in the same room, and enjoy each other.
Mike and Cynthia got engaged last night.
Wow, you serious?
Yes.
Nice. Good for them, man.
His whole entire family was there.
So she was surprised?
She was.
Expected it?
Okay, so here's the thing. I just had a feeling. You
were being nosy.
I wasn't being nosy. I was being excited for my friend.
Okay.
And so I was, I came in and I told her, I was like, I really think this might be the night.
And you snitched.
What?
You sold out the guy. It was a big surprise.
She knew it was coming, so it wasn't like really big surprise, so.
Now turn left onto Roswell.
You know what I do all the time? I summon the car.
Maybe you sub in the car, you tell the car.
I tell the car to come get me.
You can do it remotely? You can
Yes, it's literally a button on the app that says summon.
I ask her to come to New York and get me.
No, it's not gonna come to New
She
York.
to come to New York. Then I'm impressed.
It doesn't really turn like major corners or anything like that.
That's good. It doesn't turn. All right.
No, it turns.
Do you want to self-drive a car that doesn't turn? It's not just like a regular car. It takes me where I want to go by.
No, by itself. Self-driving.
Self-driving, but it can't turn.
I'm telling you.
All right, boys. I'll argue with you.
That's arguing?
No, I'm agreeing with you.
I certainly feel like I've become more passive when it comes to my behavior in the relationship because I just don't like to fight. So I would rather avoid a situation than to get caught up in an argument that leads to nowhere.
And it's fast. Wait until you drive it a little bit. Like it drives like a sports car.
You got my child in the car and you're driving fast.
Well, like if you need to get over and accelerate around someone or something, yeah.
Let's make sure insurance policy is paid up when you're doing all these things.
Mm-hmm.
You self-drive, you speed, do all that good
I don't
stuff.
speed.
Did you get a speeding ticket the other day?
No.
Somebody got a speeding ticket.
I'm an alpha female. Marc is an alpha male. We are both strong-minded individuals. So when it comes to putting both of those positive charges together, it can really just kind of explode.
I can't remember the last time I had a speeding ticket.
All right. So, quite a few things happened there. What's up? What do you think?
No, first of all, the energy in that car was mad awkward.
It was tense.
It was like somebody didn't want to be there. Especially this guy.
Right.
Yeah, it's like he's being forced to be in the car with her.
Right.
And secondly, it looks like the kind of guy that is into himself, like conceited.
Okay.
And Kenya being,
Did he say anything that made you feel that way?
The way he's carrying himself, his countenance, the way
Just his energy?
his energy is very dismissive. And when he says anything to her is a jab, is, it's not anything that is edifying. So it looks like he's the kind of guy that likes attention, and then got with Kenya that, she loves attention. So it's like Kenya Moore is literally dating someone that is just like her.
Is that true? She kept saying that too.
That's what it looks like to me. Like she's
Someone
really
like her?
Yeah,
But she
someone
was smiling a lot. How is it like that?
that smile. I'm sorry.
I
has
think
to
those
be-
smiles were authentic.
I don't think they are. I think those smiles are for the camera because she's so embarrassed, but she's trying to keep up a facade. That's what I
I mean,
think.
she could be embarrassed and still have an authentic smile.
I don't think so. I don't believe in that smile. She's going through so much.
Okay, but did you believe in the guy's smile?
That
He wasn't
guy's
smiling at
smile?
all.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so which one? The guy is not smiling because he meant not to smile.
Right.
He's not happy.
Yes.
Kenyamo is smiling because
She's just trying to save
she's faking
face.
it.
She's saving face. That's what
Okay.
it looks like to me.
All right, that's it. I think the smile will fall in the either she's faking it or not will fall in the category of things we can't really speak too much on. We can only guess. We can only
Well, that's what it looks like too.
yeah, we can only say what we feel, based on what it looks like to us, But it's you're possibly correct. Like maybe she's faking it. But through that smile, either authentic or not, I could see that she's in a lot of
A pain.
pain. I could see that she's trying to save face. So there's a difference between saving face and just being fake, outright fake, right?
No, the smile not being authentic doesn't mean she's fake. She's just,
Okay.
I mean, what
But
can
she's
you do in
definitely
the
saving
situation?
face.
She's
of
saving
some sort.
face, yeah.
Like she's smiling a lot. She would really like to punch him in the face.
Right,
But she's
she's
smiling a lot. Okay, I could agree.
let's
with
both not act a fool right now. How about that?
that. Right.
That's what it looks like.
And to be frank, there's a lot of time that women do that just to protect, save face, save situation, be the person who is putting it together, or
Be the
bring in
bigger person.
bigger
Yeah,
person.
right.
Right. So yeah, I did notice the smiling versus his frowning face. Now I was gonna speak more on is it frowning his face or is actually trying to act like it's not faced by what's going on, but it's kind of fake. It's actually, it looks to me more like it's not comfortable with the cameras. There's clearly a camera there. We tend to forget that when you're watching a reality TV show that they put a camera in their face. And this is a dude that we already know was not comfortable. With the
So
idea
why did
that-
he get on the scene then?
with the fact that maybe he's trying, that's his method of saving face. He's always been accused of not wanting to support her be on the show. Remember, for the first months
Right.
he would not come on the show. So
Right.
now they're married. He's trying to try his best. He's doing a bad job trying his
He looks
best
like a weirdo
to
on
be
the
there for
camera.
her.
I'm sorry.
Was that-
It didn't help matters. It looked like a weirdo on that screen.
Yeah.
right
So
there.
whatever the case may be, that looks very tense. Tense energy, awkward as hell, And if it's awkward as hell, that means people are not feeling free to do what they want to truly do.
Right.
And you have to love in the way that people feels free. And if they don't feel free, that's gonna be an issue. And then also, he called her nosy, called her snitch.
He just kept
If
taking
that was-
jabs at her.
Wait, if that was you, would you be sensitive to that?
Excuse me. On camera.
So you can call it taking jabs at her or being teased.
That's
He's
not
teasing-
cool. I don't think it's
her.
teasing. I think it's being, it's being mean.
Okay, so where's the line between being mean and teasing? Because
Yo,
I've been in that
first of-
position before.
first
Well,
of-
I thought I was teasing. I thought I was just joking.
Wait,
a little bit of
babe.
banter. But it turned out
But
to
your
be...
face is like, it looks like you're joking with me.
Yeah,
Not like
I'm
you're too
just
serious.
like this. I'm not smiling a lot.
No,
right?
that's
I'm just,
that's BS.
I'm
Complete
just,
BS.
I'm just like this. like, so you're being nosy, huh?
No,
So you were just a snitch.
What? Jeez.
And then, so he definitely,
too
so,
much.
and then he gets to a place and then he goes, they talk about summoning. You know what summons a car means?
Yeah. It's talking about
Tesla.
Tesla,
Right.
yeah.
So
She's excited about that. I remember when my sister told me about the car too. She was so excited about
right.
it. I can
So
tell the
if
car
you have
to
a man
continue. So what's
who
the
is
big
not as excited about your little Tesla, that's an issue.
It comes off like a 8er, actually.
Right. So it's good to point that out to men, right?
Right.
It's good to point that out to men that if your girl is excited about something, I'm not saying you should be like kiki all over the place, but the last thing you want to be doing is teasing or be sounding like it's not a joke to her. She's truly excited.
Yeah, don't kill the
It looks
buzz.
like she's already in a place that where she's excited that wow, we're going out now, but then you were
Finally.
spending that time. For the most time you're teasing her, and I know where men could be where they just teasing, they thought they were, and there are times that teasing can be attractive thing, but there are times that it's not attractive. This time is one of them when you guys are already in a bad place, but you want to spend most of the time to create more negative energy because she's already on the fence, kind of. She's already on eggshells. She's walking on eggshells around him. But you're making it worse by continuing to tease her. It's almost like everything she says is just wrong, basically.
Yeah, I mean, the poor
And,
lady had to go on her own anniversary with her baby
Yeah,
because you
yeah.
refused to come. I mean, come on.
Because she even said it in words. She said she's had to be passive a lot.
Yeah.
That means she doesn't feel free, you know. So again, if you're trying to love a person, it could be vice versa, man or woman. You want to love in the way that the person feels free. If they feel like they have to walk on eggshells around you, or which you can interpret that as they can't be themselves, they can't just be free. And you can also argue that the guy just wants to be free to tease his girl, but no, you're the man. You know, you're the man in the equation, and you see women say that a lot. Like, you're the man here, you know. You should recognize the time when you guys are trying to build something back up, or when everything is okay to tease.
Right.
Teasing, there's nothing wrong with teasing sometimes.
Even in a good place.
But I think it should be back and forth, and it should be clear. All energy in the room should be clear that you guys are just teasing and joking around, and there should be a limit to it because there's nothing you can do and overdo. So especially if it's coming from a man, that face that he had on, that frown, that fake frown, can be interpreted as aggressive, and women don't like, you know, when you're being aggressive towards them, or they feel again like they have to walk on eggshells. You know,
it's not like he was doing something like this, like, you're so nosy. Oh my God.
Right. He was just there.
You have to be a snitch. You know, there are ways that you joke with your wife. It's just like, snitch. He was just throwing it. I was like,
Like, oh, so you being a snitch, huh?
Oh my God.
He was being a James Bond.
Oh no.
It was just being a snitch, you know, just being that attractive young man.
I feel bad for her.
Yeah, it didn't work out because even though if you could feel that tense, awkward energy in that little car space, you best believe that she felt it just as much.
Right.
And well, she said it in a few words, and she even said it there that she had to be passive around him a lot. You know, she had to walk on eggshells. Nobody wants to walk on eggshells in their relationship, much less a marriage. You know, and then this whole speeding ticket thing, they got to a point. There's a little awkward silence there too, towards the end of that scene, where she said, "No, you got a speeding ticket the other day." No. That's the beginning of them always having two different complete stories, and we're going to talk more about that. They always, if you find yourself always having two different complete stories with you and your significant other, it's time to stop everything that you guys are doing because something horribly is going wrong. You guys are having two different experiences, and when you get into a position where you have to defend your experience with a complete different truth, and where people will take it to the extent of saying, no, you're a liar, you get into argument, no, you're just lying. That's very, very bad. It's just a matter of time before you guys destroy everything you guys got going on. So, but that's the beginning of that. You're gonna see more of it. So, right? How's that? Get to the next scene. Let's see.
How you doing? Hey, how you doing?
How you doing?
What's up, man?
But you got the big news.
I know, man. Thank you, bro. Good to see you too. Good to see you.
We were thinking,
What?
white spots?
How did you know we were gonna say that?
I didn't know.
She's like psychic.
I told you.
Y'all doing the music chairs. There you go. Okay. All right. Here we go.
Funny.
All right.
The last time we did a white swap in Mexico, things were very different.
I've scrambled the seating arrangement.
In other words, you break this up because you're not coupled up.
Who was Kanye with? Oh, Miss Lawrence. Well, honey, things have definitely changed.
Welcome to McKendrick's. May I start you off with a cocktail?
Yes, cocktail.
I would love.
What can I get for you?
Can you do a French martini?
May I have a margarita on the rocks with salt, please?
Old fashioned?
I've never so used to get y'all's rings. I'm like, oh, I have a ring on too.
Yes.
The perfect ring club.
It's so pretty, too.
Thank you.
So how was it, Mike? Were you nervous?
I was nervous, a little frustrated because just trying to get everything together, not trying to tell her what was going on, you know, but it worked out in the end. As long as she's happy, that's all that matters.
Yes. Well, we got a wedding to plan for.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
That's a whole nother story. We're trying to figure out dates. Well, we're trying to figure out where.
I got the place already.
You do? What?
You done planned it already.
I got to work last night. I was up last night. I was like, yep, let me get my little stuff together.
She's blowing the budget without even talking to you.
I did our wedding. I'm good at sticking to a budget.
Sure would have been nice if we could have saw it.
It was and talk to him. Talk to him.
I'm not gonna say a word.
I was just telling him I need a do-over. There you go. Because I was saying how he got on his knee and it was like a real thought-out proposal. And then he said, how did you propose?
Differently. Very different.
No, what did you do? What does that mean?
You know,
Go ahead, just tell him.
she flew into New York. I think she was working, and it was late at night.
Okay.
All right, and she woke me up. I was asleep, and I walked to the door, and I said, "What are you doing here? I didn't know you were coming." So I ran inside and grabbed the ring and ran back outside.
And listen to what he said.
What did you say?
I said, "Look who's official now."
That was his proposal.
Okay.
That's cool. Spontaneous.
I thought it was fine.
So you didn't even ask the question?
No.
He just told you.
Yes, and he did not get on his knee.
I was in the kitchen.
You were not on bended knee.
So to ask her about the wedding, how romantic I was on the wedding.
That was definitely the happiest day of my life. Second to winning Miss USA. That's it.
It was
Second happiest day.
Neck and neck, you know.
You gotta understand. Winning Miss USA is a big deal.
I'm pretty shocked that Brooklyn didn't make it into the top 2 moments in Kenya's life. Okay, number 1 is Miss USA, and number 2 is your wedding day. Yeah, your priorities is a little weird to me.
So what about this? I don't know if you guys did premarital counseling, but would you?
We haven't yet.
Are you gonna do premarital counseling?
I think we should.
I believe in
I
counseling.
mean, I've been divorced.
I do too.
He's been divorced twice.
So what about a prenup? You guys talk about a prenup?
That almost killed us. So you think you should get some of my money?
Time out. Listen to me. I don't want your money, man. Damn. That's all y'all think about is money. You, your mama, all y'all.
And then you signed it, right?
You do?
We all feel like we're gonna be together forever, right? And to me, I guess a prenup is just like insurance. You never want to use it, but you just want to have it just in case. And I feel like I would rather us work out what is going to happen when we're in a good place rather than when we are in a bad place and you turn into somebody that I don't know.
You know, Marc did want a prenup. We don't have one.
You guys want a prenup?
No.
Like he didn't even want to have the conversation.
We never talked about a prenup.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you're revisionist history.
No, I'm not. We definitely talked about a prenup, and you said you didn't want one.
I never had a discussion about prenup because for me, you bring up prenup to me, it's over.
All right, so what do you think, baby? See, I'm playing it longer so we can soak it in, and then
Right.
instead of having too long of a session.
Can I jump into the part that he said?
Absolutely.
They didn't talk about the prenup. I don't believe him for 1 minute.
You have to go with what he said, though.
That's what it said.
Because you don't believe him, turns it to a bias type of situation. You have to go with the
that's
words,
true.
right?
Well,
Unless you have to go with
well,
the
what's
words.
the big? He said that if I have to sign a prenup, then it's over.
Again, remember I just did a quick preparing you that you're gonna see some scenarios where they have two different stories.
Yes.
And there's a reason why that happens in most relationships, and it's usually not because it has nothing to do with the fact that somebody's lying. Could somebody be lying? Yes, but it has nothing to do with that. For the most part, it's because people have different experiences, and people usually will exaggerate their feelings, exaggerate what actually happened.
Right.
From my personal experience, when a woman is describing what happened, they tend to qualify in words, in adjectives, adverbs, and to a man, it's like, why are you fluffing the issue up? That exists, but there's also this situation where it's an extreme, where it's completely different story.
Right.
And that's the part where I can tell where people are in a very extremely toxic situation. Where you said, no, I didn't do that, but yes, you did that, and it happened not just one time, consistently. So, but go ahead. You were saying
they're not connected at all. I don't see connection. I don't see. They've been married for how many years? They just celebrated their 1 year anniversary.
Yeah, 2 years.
Are you sure it's 2 years?
He said 2 years. They got to a point there.
It was 2 years? That she had to go to the anniversary vacation with her baby?
No. Remember, she wasn't on the last season. She left the season because of him.
So that's 2 years. Yeah. I'm sorry. This guy is not the guy for her.
You can't say that.
I'm sorry. I just see too much of he's not interested at all in her. That's what there's a disconnect, a big gap.
But there's been plays where she said he doesn't want to have sex
with her.
Because ever since she got pregnant, he got turned off, and that has been an issue. He's more into his child.
Yeah, he said he takes the child, and I love a guy that is into his child, but can you be into your wife as well? Well, it's becoming toxic for her, and
the tables has turned. A lot of men complain of the same thing.
And can wow.
It could, like I always tell people, it could be any of the sides. Anybody can be turned off. There are times that a woman just had a baby, is turned off, doesn't want anybody touching them.
It's a little bit with the hormones of a woman.
Well,
resetting and all that stuff. That's real.
Valid reason.
Yeah.
A man could also be turned up strictly out of attraction. Just strictly attraction.
Okay, so what I'm saying here is there's no attraction at all. Yeah, and Kenya is already coming from a background where she feels she was actually neglected. And now she ends up with a guy that is neglecting her. How is it that she's attracting the same kind of people?
Yeah.
Because she's seeking for...
There's that, and there are counselors and therapists and professional therapists, licensed therapists that have studied enough on how to trace somebody's background to the present, Where I come in is I look at what's going on right now, right, and I can tell what it means in terms of, are you adding to it or you're subtracting from you guys' love tank, if you will, right? Some people call it love tank, the other person call it, what was it? It's another name, whatever. But basically a measure of how you guys are doing, in terms of your, your love bank, love tank, right? So I can tell if a behavior is subtracting from it, and I can also tell attraction. Clearly, attraction is extremely low. They're probably at easily 5 right now on a scale of 1 to 10, and where you want to be, even on a day that things are not fiery. So I can tell attraction is low, obviously. On a scale of 1 to 10, they're probably at a 5. When everything is good, as in like no argument, anything like that, doesn't have to be fiery, passionate sex or anything like that. You're looking at about 7. That's about 7. When you're at 8 or 9, that means you guys are blowing each other's brains off at that point in time. But you want to be healthily at around 7 at any point in time. Your lowest ever should be 6, because maybe you guys are busy with work or something like that. You always come back to 7. But lowest is 6 is bad too. That's when you should start paying attention. 5 is bad. They're at 5 or probably 4. Based off of our time. So I can tell that. Now, as far as her background, picking people, or how always end up in neglect, situation. I don't know, But I can tell you right now that she has probably brought a lot of energy to the situation, and she's trying to redeem it right now. And is in the place where the only way she can redeem this is she needs to pull back. She needs to completely pull back from this guy. And this guy basically needs to get to a place where he can value. Because if you don't pull something away from someone, they can't value it, you know. So I don't know what that means for her personally, depending on her style, depending on who she is. She needs to, something has to pull back. All that smiley kiki when he's basically frowning his face and say, hey, you forced me to be here right now. All that needs to go away. You know,
doesn't deserve a smile. I'm sorry.
So for as long as she continues to do that, what do you think about the wife swap?
The wife swap?
Yeah, did you notice the wife swap? The thing on the table when you go on a date and swipe, wife swap?
I don't know. It's probably better for them to be where they are right now, like swapped like that, because I don't know. It would be more awkward if they were facing each other.
Yeah, you think so?
Yeah, because it's not he's not affectionate towards that. He's not doing all that. And if you look at the other guys, you can tell that they're so into their spouses. They're, you know, Mike is all over Cynthia. Todd is all over, you know, little gestures here and there. Yeah. But this guy just keeps to himself, like, I don't want to be bothered. So I think she's actually I think she's happier on that side that she is.
Okay. In general, I think if you have to wife swap to be happy, maybe you guys shouldn't be going out right now. You should take care of what's going on.
Obviously.
First. You know, if you have to wife swap to be happy. If you wife swap just because we're all in good place and we're having fun, there's nothing wrong with that. But in this situation right now, it creates additional awkward situation. That's just what I observe on that. Because when they did wife swap, they actually mentioned, oh yeah, they were in a different place. The last time that happened, it was also Kenya who initiated it, but she was single on that trip. And you know, now she's not single, but she might as well be single. And they were throwing that shade. Yeah. So, but I noticed something with Mike. Mike told the story of how the stress that came with proposing. But he always ends his story because one thing I don't like to do is pick people's words apart. Because I can pick everything that's wrong with people's words, you know. But I try to avoid that these days because people talk and people want to feel free to talk and use languages. But what people can work on is always end whatever you're talking about in some kind of triumph story. It may have started bad, but ended up with, oh yeah, but it turned out right and I couldn't have done it any better. With a smile, you know. Or whatever you are as a person that shows that you're happy with the ending of the situation, as opposed to throw little jabs and they're all negatives. You know. So you started negative, was a little stressful, I wasn't sure if you want, but always ends it with something.
But it was worth it at the end of the day.
It makes it worth it, you know. So it actually gives it a better storytelling effect. Not like you should become a storyteller professionally when you're in a relationship, but I'm just letting you know, if all your banters, all your teasing always ends in negative energy, you're going to build on top of that, and that's going to be negative for your relationship. You can expect that, basically. And if you feel like you should tell some negative part of the story, just put an effort to end it with some kind of good ending. You know? So, then Kenya put him on the spot. When, you know, at that point in time, after Mike told that story, right? Kenya said, no, why did you tell him? How did you propose, right? And then the way he proposed, the way he told the story ended it started wrong. It ended wrong. Yeah. Right? And talking about, look who's official. That's how he proposed, right? So I don't think. What do you think about proposal? Must it always be something flamboyant?
No.
All over the place? No. Everybody must be there?
No. But if you know who you're with, you know what they're like, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of noise. Be excited to, this is the person I want to make my wife. Let me give her what she wants.
So I think it's a good idea to listen to whoever you're trying to be with and understand them. And see if you can come up with something like that. Yeah. At least they should see that you put in an effort to understand that.
Look who's official now. Like, what? Like, I'm begging you to be official.
But then she accepted it.
Oh. She doesn't value herself.
All right, so
that's what I say.
Now, a happiest day.
Oh my God.
Now, this is a wife, okay? Let's talk to the wives for a second. they ask you what your happiest day is, right? Your husband is sitting on the other side of the table. You guys are not in the best place. We can't blame him for them not being in the best place. It's 50-50, right?
It is what
for
it
them
is.
not being in the best place.
Right.
But then they ask you what was your best day. Somehow your daughter did not make that list.
For real.
Right? Candy pointed that out.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Your wedding day with your husband did not make that list. And being Miss USA made that list. Is that fair? Is it fair to her to say something is wrong with that? I mean, because Miss USA is a big deal.
Like I said, Kenya is someone that is very into herself as well.
Right.
She's always, it's all about Kenya. When she
But
gets
she's
somewhere,
not now. She's not now.
She's not now
She's
because
looking for this
now
guy's
she
attention now.
Exactly. So now you're dating someone that is exactly like you, that doesn't give a damn about you, that just all about themselves. It's about me. Did you see his
So
face?
how come it's not the one? Let me ask you. How come it's not the one looking for our attention? How come he fell on the other side? How come he's not the one looking for her attention?
Because he has someone that is giving him overly too much of themselves.
So she's doing too much. Right? Is that what you're saying?
She's letting this guy walk over her. Point blank period.
Well, we don't know. Bottom line is that when you give someone too much attention, especially when you guys are in a bad place, you can expect that they won't value attention from you. Okay? So if you want to create the proper happy balance for that, is to pull back a little bit when you're in this kind of crisis. It has to be a crisis. If it's not a crisis, what we're saying may not be all the way applicable. Right? But because if you're not in a crisis, you guys feel like you're happy, then there's no need to pull back from anybody.
Right.
Everybody's happy. But if you feel like somebody is taking you for granted, it's because you're probably giving too much attention to that very fact that they're taking you for granted, and you're asking, begging, please give me more attention. If you're doing that, then, but if you can pull back a little bit, just a little bit can do the magic, where they will now like, what is she up to, or what is he up to, and it can increase attraction, and then you can take it from there, basically, you know. So that they did not it's kind of weird her saying the happiest day is but I also think it should be fair to her.
I'm not surprised.
Being Miss USA is kind of like a big deal.
It's a big deal,
They make all this noise over here. They blow the balloons and all this noise. It's all about you, especially you like attention, you know.
And his face went down. Like, oh my God, it's not about me.
Right. So the verdict is Kenya needs to pull back a little bit, but we're going to continue into that prenup.
Confident man will not care about your prenup. You want to bring a prenup? Oh yes, I'm signing your prenup. What's the big deal?
Yeah, I don't think it's a bad place to be, to say, as a man, to say, you know what, I'll build it again. I don't care about prenup. But when you're dealing with a woman, hopefully, right? If you're dealing with a woman, right, they want to feel safe. And you don't know what kind of baggages they bring into the table. You don't know what kind of hurt they've gone through before in the past. You don't know what kind of disappointments they've had in the past. If a woman brings up, is the right correct English? Brings up prenup, right? You can negotiate the prenup.
Yes.
Your move should be, absolutely. Let me call my counsel. You call your counsel, and let's get that negotiated properly. You know,
that's right.
And what's fair. They brought it up. You didn't bring it up. But if they didn't bring it up and you feel like it shouldn't be, I'm talking about what you should be as a man right now, okay? If they didn't bring it up and you feel like you don't need that, then you don't need that. Personally, I think if you have significant asset that you can worry about, it's just insurance. There's nothing wrong with it. If you have to get insurance on your car, on your home, homeowner insurance, stuff like that, there's nothing wrong with getting a prenup. If you're bringing a lot of assets and income and stuff like that to the table, there's nothing wrong with that. But I'm just saying, specifically when the woman asks for it, it's not your place to say, no, I just want to love. It's a very feminine thing to do, to say, no, I just want to love. No, it's your goal to say, oh, you want a prenup? All right, let's make that happen. That's what a man should do. I'm gonna call my counsel. They'll negotiate as they want, as they should negotiate, and everybody will be happy.
Right.
You notice that it brought up old feelings for Candy, and and Todd, right? It brought up that same. Well, it brought up the emotion a little bit, not for them because they didn't show their face, but but they showed the scene again, and that was a very negative time. But that's what happens when they're negotiating back and forth at the time, and you know, it was creating some kind of
awkward situation,
like a gridlock, right? It was creating a gridlock. Well, if it's creating a gridlock, Todd should not be the one. He didn't know any better, but the man should not be the one to throw up the handle, you know, fly off the handle and say, you know, F your money. You shouldn't be the one. That's an easy place where a woman with a lot of assets can say, you know what, F you too, I'll walk away, you know, because they still expect you to be the man, you know, and the reason why they're attracted to you is because you were the man, but now you got hit with a crisis. Again, it's always in the middle of crisis where you're being tested, not when everything is good, you know. So, what do you think? Will Marc build it again if he lost it in the...
If he's saying that he will build it again. If he's so confident of himself,
right?
That's the main reason why he should go ahead and sign the prenup. It shouldn't even be an issue. But the fact that he said that, I was like, oh, I beg. He is full of it.
Yeah. He definitely needs to work on. He needs to work on himself because. But again, if he's not attracted, if it's an attraction situation, he should be man enough to say, it's not working out, you know. I think we should go our separate ways. But I think that's actually more manly than to be leading the person on. You know, it's almost sound. We're not there, so we don't know. But it sounds like that he's leading her on, and is not really sure of himself. Again, that's feminine energy when you're not sure of yourself.
Yes.
That makes a woman put up their guards. That means they have to put on the mask of a masculine. She claims that she's alpha female. I beg to differ. She's not that much of an alpha female. She's easily affected by this, and she's looking for a woman. Naturally gets enough attention, and she's a beautiful woman, and she doesn't have to seek his attention.
Right.
But it's because she's in fact not a true alpha female. That's why she's seeking so much attention, and not knowing the truth of that is one of their issues. If she can just relax and cry and say, I don't feel safe.
Right.
You know, you don't make me feel safe.
She's making excuses for him.
You know,
I'm an alpha female and he's an alpha male. Like, please.
No. That has, at the very minimum, that's not relevant to what's going on. You know, if anything, he's not sure of himself, and that's why he's not attracted to. And that happens too. But let's just call it what it is, so you can move on as fast as you can. And maybe the point where you get to a point where you say, I want to move on, he can snap. And then attraction can grow from there. Attraction growing is a feeling. It's a feeling. It can go down and up and down and up.
But because he knows that she's always going to be there begging and overly looking for, that's why he's acting the way he's acting.
Yeah. So it's not right and wrong if there's lack of attraction. It's not right and wrong. It's either there or it's not there. But you understanding how attraction works can work in your favor. You know, if somebody is not taking you for granted, it simply means respect yourself.
That's
remove yourself a little bit, a tad bit, until they say, what's going on? I haven't heard from you. That's attraction growing. You do enough of that, and then you find that proper balance.
Yes.
And then that's what I see with her. That's what I see with this couples right here. He's taking her for granted. But I think she's also sold herself very short from the beginning.
Yes.
Leaving your day job for a man, it's never a solution. It just doesn't work, okay? So, or vice versa, by the way.
Yeah.
If they like you, they love you enough, they should come to the table and bring what they have to the table, and then we'll work it out. Not you, not your livelihood, not your mission, because this is where Kenya's mission has really shown out.
Yes.
She's been on the scene for forever, but as far as the superstardom level attention she's getting, her brand is getting, she's never gotten that until she got on this show.
Yes, absolutely.
And you're just gonna come and in the name of love, you leave.
Nah.
That's not gonna work out. That's never gonna be enough for him, by the way. And as you can see, it's still not enough for him. And again, it could be vice versa. Respect yourself, okay? God, purpose, self. God, purpose, your personal purpose. You know, this is where you shine the most. A lot of her product she's been able to promote her product and stuff like that. So now
this is her livelihood.
If somebody comes into you and try to remove you from your purpose, that's a no. It's time to pull back. If they want you, they will fix themselves in a timely manner. If they don't fix themselves in a timely manner, you have options. Self-respect in this situation. Self-respect means you don't allow people to take you for granted. You're self-sustainable, right? Because the moment you allow them to take you for granted, they will continue to do that. You're basically enabling bad behavior, bad behaviors, and that's what's going on. Anything else you want to add on to this?
And he completely isolated her. Like,
completely.
First of all, running away to get married. I'm like, okay, grown people still do that. Like, you know, Kenya, the kind of person she is. She would have loved a wedding on that Bravo.
Anytime
TV.
a man is offering for you to elope, he does not value you. It's not 100%, but it's a good sign, tell sign that man will not value you if they want to remove you from your family situation and they want to elope, and that's an extremely bad sign.
It is
that you should pay attention to.
Yes.
Okay. This is the third one, I think.
Yes, they still have.
All right.
If you bring a prenup to me, it's over.
Well, I think that's how strongly you felt about it.
I'm not gonna marry someone if I have a prenup. If you like with me, you all the way with me. Or you're not with me.
I started off my career in the entertainment industry. I was a corporation since I was 17 years old. I'm a self-made person. Now, if you help me build something, that's different. But if I had something before
I helped her do Kenya more hair care. Kenya more hair care was a mess. I helped her. I never had to say
Excuse me?
It was a little messy. So I'm like, here's how we're gonna fix it. Just do this. That's what we do.
Marc's a dirty player. He's the type of person that'll grab dirt off the ground and throw it in your face.
Let's just say you guys see that, okay, we don't get along, this is not working, you know, it's more volatile than it is peaceful, you know, let's go our separate ways. But let's say she decided to turn into that bitch and be like, you know what, I want part of Soka.
Good question. You know what I told her? You can have it. I'll build another one. I told her that. She can have everything. Take it all.
I had the same attitude.
You can take everything. I don't care. I built it from scratch. I'll do it again.
Ooh.
So would you put that in writing? Heard what she said now, y'all.
That's like a legal documentation right there.
I'm his legal counsel.
Yeah.
Strike that from the record.
Hey, you know what? He's intoxicated. He wasn't in his right mind.
She can't have the overseas stuff. She have everything domestically. I got the overseas stuff. That's mine.
Is this your first marriage too?
It's not.
Okay. 1 year?
2 years.
Okay, 2 years. What have you seen in this 2 years? Y'all still newbies.
No, it's true. Honestly, we're different in a lot of ways. Ken likes a little flash, you know what I mean?
So when you say flash, though...
Let me finish before I...
Okay.
Because you're jumping in, and you gotta respect the conversation. Opposites attract, but you gotta respect people for their differences. And it's fine, but for me, I don't want to be Mr. Flashy. The flash it's not real.
I don't necessarily think I like flash. I'm a self-made person, and so I'm very proud of that fact. So with that said, I remember we had a conversation about me driving a Bentley before we got married.
So no, I didn't say that.
What did you say about my car?
Can I respond? I didn't say about the Bentley. I said, let's take care of the house before we take care of the Bentley.
But my house is paid for. So if I want to buy a car...
There's priorities.
It's my money. If I want to drive a Bentley, so be it.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
One of the biggest issues between Kenya and Marc is, Kenya's a big personality, but Marc is a strong personality. Somebody's got to bend, and somebody's got to give. And I don't see either one of them bending and giving.
I care about people that matter in my life. My kids, I care about my family, the people who are real. So that's why I like hanging out with Todd and you. Even people say Nene, blah, blah, blah. Nene was nice to me the first time I met all of you. People tell me things about her, but she showed me the ultimate respect. Let me tell you what she did when I met her. She said, hi, Marc. Let me introduce you to my husband. I found that to be an incredibly respectful thing. She's nice to me. I'm not gonna dog her.
I have to remind Marc, when you found out that Nene said, what am I carrying, like a buffalo or something, you got very offended by that because she was talking about your unborn child, and that made you extremely upset.
Thank you, thanks, everybody. Speedy recovery, Gray. You're always in my prayers. Thank you so much. She's gonna have a buffalo, isn't she?
Yeah. It's inappropriate comment, but didn't she reach out to you after and try to apologize?
No, she actually didn't.
You told me she reached out to you.
No, she never tried to apologize. And I don't think she's ever apologized for anything.
So my wife and Nene have friction, but that's not me. So I don't have a problem with the woman. The woman's very nice to me.
But I was highly offended, and so were you, and I just wanted to remind you of that.
It's about respect and how people treat you, and that's what I kind of put at the forefront at this age. That's all I'm gonna say on it. No. Respect is key.
Why are you doing this to your wife? You see her face. You see she ain't happy with you right now. Why are you going on with this? Like, you're supposed to have your wife's back, not Nene's back. Like, you're doing too much right now. Marc. No.
I will say this about Nene, despite the differences you guys have. She's always been nice and kind to me. But anytime somebody does something to harm her or make her feel a certain way, it makes me feel a certain way because I don't want to see her sad. If it affects Candy, I think it affects you.
You know, I ain't messing with nobody.
But I don't. But even though we're not married yet, it's
You're a team.
We're a team.
Mm-hmm.
How is everyone doing so far?
Can I have another drink, please?
Of course you may. That's my next question.
He'll have another one, too.
Are you trying to get me drunk?
I'm on a date, like I know.
Y'all about to have, you got Brooklyn, you're going to have Bronx, you're going to have...
All right, so that's the last scene there, and we should talk about that. Okay. What do you think, babe?
I'm gonna just talk about the Nene part.
Oh,
First of all,
that's why I don't like doing the long one, because it makes you remember only the last one.
well, that one stood out to me too much.
Okay.
First of all, your wife is not feeling secure. She's feeling attacked by someone. And you say that, oh, you don't have a problem with that person because that person's always nice to you? Mm-hmm. Do you understand that women play games sometimes? Not all women, but I'm going to call women out on this.
But I'm going to call you
Sometimes.
I'm going to call you out. I want you to finish though. On that game stuff that you're talking about right now.
No, I'm talking about there are girls out there that won't speak to the wife. But then they think it's okay to go kick you with the husband.
Yes.
And the husband is like, oh, she was just saying hello to me. I'm sorry.
She didn't mean it that way.
No, some of them mean it that way. Okay?
She didn't mean
You need to be connected with your wife. You need to understand, no one is saying disrespect the female, but don't allow your wife to be disrespected. If you allow that, it would never stop. Marc is supposed to protect his wife at all times. You're supposed to be on the same team. You're not supposed to go and beat Nene up. Mm-hmm. But in the same token, don't make her feel like she can come around here and act a fool while your wife is right there. I felt bad for Kenya. Mm-hmm. Right there, he told me that this guy does not love her.
Should I remind you of something real quick?
Remind me, Jerry.
Remember Kenya, Apollo, and...
Yeah, well, let's say this is come out his finest. Oh, you know the things you do
so we
as
don't
a
like
single person can come back to haunt you as a married person.
As I say, I don't like to go into the past.
Right.
People change. People grow. People are in a place where they didn't know any better.
Right.
But just keep in mind that just like what's good for the gander?
What's good for the goose?
What's good for the goose? Okay, so just keep that in mind that it could be you and you're saying that to a friend, and then the wife is feeling some type of way, and then they feel like they should come for your nose and not their husband. That could happen to you because of the same concept.
What do you
You're
mean?
just saying hello.
No.
A dude.
First of all,
no, you didn't even say hello to the dude. The dude said hello to you, but the wife wants to pick a fight with you.
It's different. My friend, is not talking to me. Okay. She's acting a fool.
No, I know this one's different.
Me. That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying you were talking about also somebody taking sides. Okay, but on the broader scale.
Somebody taking sides.
Somebody taking sides. Somebody says, "My husband just said hello to you. Can you not answer him again?"
No. No one said that.
But just because just because she says in her head that women play games.
So you just gonna ignore the fact that doesn't happen.
I want to come back to the
ordinary one. You're playing games right now. You are playing games.
I want to come back to the regular one.
Okay.
But she says, this is what she said. Okay?
Right.
Hypothetically speaking, she says, Women play games. You wore that dress because you knew my husband was gonna come and say hello.
No, I don't care about it. A secured woman will never feel sometimes. It's not even about the dressing. It's
but
about
that's the extreme of
being disrespectful.
That's the extreme.
It's like seeing a couple together and you decide.
So let me bring it back.
Can I finish, babe?
Okay.
Chill, because you're doing too much.
I did.
Okay.
You're absolutely right.
Seeing a couple together and you clearly know this is a couple you know. You've seen them over and over again, and you say hello to the husband and isolate the wife completely because you feel like you don't like the wife. It's not your place.
That's wrong.
If you don't like my
that one's wrong.
No, this is me personally. If you don't like my husband, feel free. You don't have to say hello to me. Point blank.
But they should not ignore you when you're sitting there.
What do you mean?
How's that possible? I'm confused.
Feel free not to speak to me. If you know you're not going to say hello to my husband, I find it completely disrespectful.
Oh, okay, like a friend of yours who doesn't want to say hello to you.
Yes, because you feel like maybe you don't like him.
Now she's speaking.
No, because when I was saying in the wife form, I wasn't speaking. Oh, you gotta pay attention to these things. These things happen every day.
Absolutely. No, ultimately,
they cause trouble in marriages. Yeah. I'm just saying.
No, it's true. Ultimately, you know, I don't want to speak on that first, and I'll go to the other ones.
Right.
Ultimately, you're a team, and Mike, that's his name. Mike said it right.
Mike got it on.
You're a team. He said, yeah, Nini has been nice to me and stuff, but when you make mine feel a certain way, that makes me feel a certain way.
Point blank, period.
But let's be fair to Marc.
Right.
Okay, Marc is at a point in this relationship where he has an extremely low attraction for his girl. Okay, so he doesn't feel.
When did he have the eye attraction?
Well, that's a problem. But
same consistent.
Yeah. Okay. But right now it's all out here now, and it's very negative. And I'm just saying they're in different places. So somebody has low attraction for you, aka they're taking you for granted, right? Okay, so I'm gonna equivalence of taking you for granted is somebody has low attraction for you. Somebody who doesn't have low attraction for you is basically opposite, and they
excuse
me,
and
they want to edify you. They want to make you happy.
Exactly.
They want to do everything. So he's not in that place right now. Right. So if Nini says negative about the wife, he's wrong for this. Don't get me wrong. I'm just telling you where his mind is.
Right.
If Nini say you're wrong, Cynthia, he's relating more with what Nini is saying. Then
that you're wrong,
what Nini is saying.
Right.
Nini is the enemy, right? He's relating with what Nini is saying about Kenya. Then how Kenya feels about whatever.
Because it's not in a good space with Kenya.
Yes.
So you chose to go to decide.
However, it's a feminine behavior. Okay. So it's not right and wrong. It's not a matter of right and wrong. He's just occupying the wrong role in that relationship. Because if Kenya is alpha female like she claimed, she should be able to handle that. He will be the bitch, and then but clearly it's not. That's not the situation. You know, they have a mismatched situation going on, and that's why
absolutely do.
You know, so but ultimately, I want to point out that if somebody has an issue with your wife, with your husband, you by default, let's keep it simple. You have an issue with them. Okay? That doesn't mean you have to be out here fighting like a stupid person.
Nope.
But it just means you're not going to tolerate the disrespect.
That's
you want to disrespect my wife?
Fact.
You've just disrespected me. Very simple. You want to disrespect my husband? Well, I find that disrespectful because that's my choice, and you're saying it's wrong, and I feel some kind of way.
Well, you want to come kiki with me? Like, no.
And that kind of way is just not, the way I kind of feel. It's not. I don't enjoy it.
No, me neither.
So. Let's fix
tolerance.
it or keep moving that direction.
Okay.
Right? So that's to keep it simple. You want complication in your life, say, yeah, but you're fighting her, not me. You want complication?
Boy, it's a third party.
Yeah. But you know what? We don't know any better when we don't know, because I've been in that situation before where I wanted to separate it, where I wanted to
fix it.
Either fix it or separate it. You have issue with that person, not me. But the truth is that we don't have to fix. You can be patient, wait until they fix it, but you can also demand respect, that they don't put you in an awkward position, because that's my wife. You can also demand that, and she will feel good enough that you're at least holding a stance in the issue that you don't necessarily understand. Honestly, for the most part, this kind of issue is because you didn't understand it. You're trying to use your logical man mindset to say, hey, that's your fight. Don't bring me in it.
Right.
But it's a relationship, which means feelings are all over the place. There's no logic. Logic is low. Feelings are everywhere. Right. So the best thing you can do is be supportive to the person on your team, because that's your team at that point in time. He made mention at the beginning, you're either with me or you're not with me. He said a few things like that. Another one is
with the prenup.
Yeah. Either with me, you're not with me. Well, you're either with me or you're not with me. That's
a threat to me.
It's a threat. It's condescending.
Oh my God.
What do you expect the person you're saying that to feel like?
So we're not getting married.
Yeah. Do they feel better now when you said that, or worse? Right? And if they feel worse, just excuse yourself out of the relationship. That's just nice. They feel sad, but they'll move on a little quicker too. That's something. So don't ever find yourself in a place where you're either with me or you're not. It's threatening, and it's not, and it's toxic masculinity. If you feel you have to say that to control a woman, that's also wrong and toxic in the sense. Self-made person. Kenya kept saying that. That's a good way for her to stay in denial. She's very sad in that situation. Self-made person. It's not relevant to your relationship, really, frankly. What is it? But she's saying that as an excuse to why she wanted to do the prenup. Again, the woman is expressing that. Woman will express a lot of stuff out of emotions and feelings. It's not wrong or right. It's just a woman, not just, but it's the woman expressing her feeling, So, and then she gave that fake smile to pretend like she's all good.
I told you, the smile is a cover-up.
Marc is a dirty player. He's a dirty player.
Yep.
I think she really wanted to cry at that point.
Yes.
In the confession room.
Right.
So he will build it again. If you're sure, you'll build it again. If she's asking for it, negotiate. What position should you be as a man in that position? How can she feel better about the situation? How can you make her feel safer? By not running away from your problem, goddammit. That's how you do that, right? So, but you say, no, I want to sign. Don't bring it up. It's toxic masculinity. You're not going to make her feel safe. She may feel like she should protect you right now, like she's doing. You can see she's protecting, laughing like Kiki and all that stuff. Eventually, she's going to gain enough courage. If she have enough people talking to her, she's going to walk away and you're going to build it again. The real thing that matters in life, your relationship.
Right.
You're going to have to build it again, and that's not always fun, And then it says, let me finish. I hear that a lot.
Oh my God.
It's a poor communication skills. If you ever find yourself ever saying, let me finish, either man or woman, let me finish, it's a bad communication skills. Okay? It simply means you're not patient. Okay? Now, you're not patient, you're the one talking, you're right. You're right. And the other person should be patient, right? And let you finish. I get it. But you're not patient with the fact that they're interrupting you.
I mean, he does it a lot. I don't know. His case is different.
So I get it that somebody's interrupting you and they're also not patient, right? I get it. But two wrongs never make it right, right? So if you listen to this and you hear this for the first time ever, maybe you can use it in your relationship. If somebody's interrupting you, stop. Let them say what they want to say. Be patient with that, especially if you're a man. A man should not find himself, especially, that's actually extremely horrible for a man because you're the leader and you're supposed to let them interrupt you and then let them finish. And that's your form of giving to that person. Okay? And then when you start again and they interrupt, that means they have more to say. And if you let them finish everything they have to say, it will work in your favor, I promise, because basically they're using their mouth to give you ammunitions to build the situation. Whatever is going on there, to make the best out of the situation, So let me finish. It's definitely don't get me wrong, it's not every time 100% that you say let me finish that.
Because I'm like, negative. Sometimes you could lose your train of thoughts.
Yeah, it's not every time. But for the most part, when people say that, especially what you just saw.
I think it depends on the tone.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah. In this situation, it's usually in this tone we just saw. It's usually because somebody's interrupting when you're trying to talk, right? If you say, babe, let me finish. Babe, I'm sorry.
Wait. Yeah.
It's different.
Yeah,
right?
it is different.
So context matters, right?
Right.
But we're talking. we're doing the back and forth thing. Somebody taught you that you should let each other communicate, and your defense mechanism when you just got interrupted is, let me finish, and then he goes on to say,
respectful to
respect
the conversation. What?
See, if you were using our logical mind all the time, men always try to claim they use their logic all the time. It's a lie too. We all use our feelings and emotions to talk.
That's right.
But yeah, it can be higher dose on the woman's side. But when you say respect the conversation, logically, I guess somebody's supposed to hear that and say, hey, it's not me I tell you to respect. I said the conversation. No, it's the feelings. It's the feelings you put into that conversation that matters, right? You ever got slapped after you said that before?
No, I wanted to punch his nose if I could. And I'm not the best. I'm not a big fan of Kenya, and I still wanted to punch this guy in the nose.
Right.
How crazy is that?
Let me finish. Let you finish what? Shut the hell up. No, I'm not gonna let you finish. How about that? Right? Because the emotions you're evoking is really what matters. So you might as well just respect me. Let me finish. You might as well say that because how you say things that matters and not necessarily what you say. I'm just saying for the most part, when you say let me finish, it's because you're not patient, especially if you're a man. If you're talking and your wife interrupts you and you say, but you should let me do back and forth too, you're wrong. You don't understand a woman. You should let her finish. Everything she has to let her get it out. When she's done, say, tell me more. Is there anything else? Any other issues that we should work on? With the right attitude, in control of your emotions as much as you can. And yes, sometimes you'll be so upset, it's hard to do. What I'm saying is harder, it's easier said than done. But if you can get to that stage where you're emotionally mature to do that, you'll be in control of your relationship. Not only that, you will actually enjoy it. All right. So Bentley, the whole conversation about Bentley. It's my money, buy Bentley. No, for real fact, on both sides. If somebody wants to buy some with their car and you guys are just getting married, you should, the worst thing you can do is make them feel horrible about their decisions. You
guys will probably ride the Bentley together. You'll probably take it out more.
That's not good enough reason.
I'm just saying that Kenya is probably saying that because she feels unsafe with this guy.
Right. To add on to the let me finish thing, can I respond?
Who said canary?
He said that.
It's too much.
So it's not again necessarily what you say. It's the same series of type of that people engage in. They're in an argument, but they think they're communicating. I am a communicator, so I'm the one who says let me finish. I'm the one that says can I respond? No, you can't respond. You got part of good communication is patience and listening.
Actually hearing what that person is saying.
If it's a relationship you care about, if you don't care about the relationship, do the honorable thing and excuse yourself out of the relationship. That's the honorable thing to do always.
Absolutely. I agree with you.
So we already talked about Nene taking sides. We already talked about that. I think that's about it then. There's a lot of lessons in this. What's the ultimate for you? Who do you feel you need the most advice in this situation?
Me, Kenya is who I feel needs the most advice.
Right
the
on.
Guy, I don't know him. I don't care for him. But Kenya, I believe that there's a reason why she attracts the kind of guy she attracts.
Okay.
So I believe she needs to empower herself, not falling for any kind of guy that would disrespect her, because this is not her first relationship where she's being disrespected.
Yeah.
So
she
it's
seems
like
to attract that kind of situation.
Yes, and that has to tell. It tells a lot about her.
She
her
seems to attract low emotional intelligence men.
Yeah.
So, and that usually means they get caught up in their feelings a lot.
Yep.
And that's not a masculine place to be. That's more of a feminine energy. And when you mix that together with a feminine energy, it's more like two feminine energy. Not alpha female, as she would like to. Being an alpha female in business does not equate to a relationship, by the way. Just two different things, completely different things. You could be a macho woman at the business, but you still want to come home to cry, or you still want to be a woman to your man.
Absolutely.
You want someone to have you when you come home and be the man when you're home. And she's obviously showing that that's what she wants to be.
Absolutely.
But she's not getting that. So the formula I used to who should we advise the most is who's complaining the most.
Right, which
and
is
you got
Kenya.
it right. Yeah, so that's Kenya. I'm not worried about Marc. Marc is probably a great guy in his life, whatever, but he clearly doesn't care for this situation based on what we can see, based on what we can see on TV. there's a good chance we don't know enough. Because it's TV and the producers, by the way, they make millions of dollars on shaping the stories to look a certain way. But Kenya should definitely, if it's what we see and what she's saying out of her mouth and what we've seen right now, she needs to pull back. I'm not saying pull out of your relationship or your marriage, because that's a process. If that's what it needs to be, then that's what it needs to be. But there's something he cares about that is still tapping back into.
But they already headed
beyond
for
the
divorce,
baby.
though.
Beyond the baby. Yeah, I know.
Okay.
I know. But that's not enough. Filing and still sucking
I
up
know,
there is
but
not
he's
enough,
saying
you know?
that.
Right. So I would say, emotionally speaking, pull back. And whatever you've been doing up to now, you need to do the opposite of it. In terms of emotionally speaking, if he's seen your everything, right, see finish, then there's nothing for him to really respect, you know. But if you pull back, and pulling back does not work by itself. If you fake it, it won't work. You need to be occupied with your purpose, your personal purpose in life a little bit more. So that means work, that means your business, right? So you don't want to jump from this relationship to another one, because
same issues.
you will take your same 50% issue there.
Yep.
You need to work on yourself, purpose, self. Your relationship with God is a good one to also work on. Whatever that means to you, personal purpose and self. She needs to really, really tap into that. And whoever is going through this and you feel you want to learn this a little bit more too, we have a book called Get My Marriage Back. You can find it at getmymarriageback.com. It's available in audio, Kindle, and paperback like this. Or you can get a free PDF if you go to getmymarriageback.com right now. Hopefully you've been enlightened and educated.
Okay.
See you on the next one.